Hey everybody, it's Mattie here with Altcoin Buzz. Hope you're having a fantastic day, and we're just going to run through a series of stories briefly. Not too much happening in the news today, and the market is going somewhat sideways. Take a look at Mark's latest TA video if you want a more detailed analysis of where we think things may potentially be moving. Never financial advice, of course. But as far as the news goes, today we're going to take a look at developments out of eToro and its new affiliation with IOTA. So we'll take a look at that, courtesy of Luke's article. Luke is also talking about BitTorrent and TRON, so we'll take a look at what is happening in that space. But we're going to begin, as always, on altcoinbuzz.io with this article today by Garrett, who's talking about U.S. cryptocurrency exchanges and how they're planning to meet and discuss self-regulation. So this is an interesting angle in light of all the regulatory discussions and talks we've been having over these last few months, especially as it relates to institutional interest and ETFs. All of this is related. So the Gemini crypto exchange has decided to host a working group in September 2018, so just a few weeks away, to discuss the formation of a self-regulatory organization, an SRO, to oversee the growing U.S. crypto trading marketplaces. The establishment of an SRO is a logical step toward the maturation of the crypto market. And then you have four main players that are involved: Gemini, Bitstamp, Bittrex, and Bitflyer USA. So that's according to Business Wire. They're going to be involved in this process. And come that meeting in September, they're going to discuss the following points. So four main points. Number one, guidelines for membership in the VCA. Number two, guidelines for best practices and rules-based marketplaces that will promote fairness, transparency, risk management, and liquidity. Number three, guidelines for best practices that will address member conflicts of interest, client communications, client disclosures, and record keeping, and staffing the VCA to include an executive director, among others, and composition of the board of directors. This could be an interesting sort of third option, sort of a quasi sort of, medium or middle ground between total Wild West, unregulated chaos and pandemonium, and then too much oversight on the part of the banks, on the part of the markets and the major players out there like the intercontinental exchanges of the world. Let us know if you all out there in the Altcoin Buzz Army thinks this has potential. I mean, who's to say that we can't just make up our own new rules in crypto? Maybe it's time to stop following, the parameters of things like the Howey test that are 60, 70 years old that just don't apply to the world of blockchain and cryptocurrency. This could be a seminal step in terms of defining our own path forward, or at least the paths of some of these major exchanges. So interesting piece. Read more about Garrett's article here. We'll link to that in the description below, but let us know what you think about this step that's being initiated by those four exchanges. In other news today, we have Luke, who's writing in his article about how eToro adds IOTA to its list of tradable assets. So social trading network eToro has added support for IOTA on its platform. It is the 12th cryptocurrency on the eToro platform. IOTA joins other digital assets on the eToro platform, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, XRP, Litecoin, Ethereum Classic, Dash, Stellar, EOS, ADA, Cardano, and Neo. It's funny, guys. I'd really be curious to poll you out there in the Altcoin Buzz Army and know how many of you are active users of eToro, how many of you maybe are inactive users but have accounts with eToro. Do let us know in the comments below. I believe eToro was the very first exchange that I tried to sign up on, but based on where I was geographically, I couldn't actually go through with my authentication and validation. But eToro, as a matter of fact, was my very first exposure to cryptocurrency as far as, tracking the prices every day and taking a look and assessing the fluctuations. I've been on eToro for a while. I just haven't been able to be an active trader based on geographical limitations, unfortunately. Now, you may remember that we did discuss eToro very recently in the news. We talked about how they were adding basically a very accomplished Israeli cybersecurity expert. So that was something that just came out the other day. And as you may remember, we discussed Yoni Aisha's quote from that day discussing about how they intend to expand, how they intend to provide an increasingly secure option for investors. So as far as this issue goes, another quote from Yoni Aisha: "At eToro, we believe in diversification and we are committed to bringing more crypto assets onto our platform for our users to invest in. Today, there are billions of devices that rely on the Internet of Things, and that number is growing exponentially with millions of more new sensors added every week." Wow, I didn't know that. "As the planet becomes ever more connected, IOTA aims to be the ledger of everything by allowing data exchange between the sensor-equipped devices that populate Internet of Things." I remember getting swept up in all of the hoopla with IOTA back in the fall, like maybe almost a year ago at this time, probably September, October 2017, and maybe November. So IOTA got a lot of attention back then. It seems to have fallen off the radar a little bit, but do let us know if you're excited about IOTA, if you're still into it and what it offers as far as Tangle technology. You can take a look at IOTA here. Price is obviously quite a bit down versus where it's been before, but nonetheless, I think it's a project with potentially a lot of upside, and they're certainly not lacking any ambition as far as what they want to accomplish. So let us know what you think about that. IOTA, not only IOTA, but it's now new offering on eToro. If again you're a user of eToro, if you're a fan of the site, then let us know what you like about that particular exchange. I'm curious to know how many of you are actively using it. If you're not familiar with eToro, you want to check it out, we're going to link to that, of course, in the description below. And lastly today, another article by Luke. BitTorrent inventor Bram Cohen leaves BitTorrent 1 month after TRON acquisition. So quite a conspicuous departure here. And as you may remember, about a month ago, there was quite a lot of hype surrounding this partnership for, TRON. I mean, they want to be Internet 4.0. They want to provide everything that the Internet currently offers and more in a decentralized fashion, talking about ambitions and talking about potential. I mean, TRON, to the extent that we can define it, right? Because it's this vague kind of thing. It's hard to really nail down and define. But they certainly, again, like IOTA, have a lot of ambition and potentially have quite a lot that they can offer the world in terms of vision. So this came as somewhat of a surprise. I thought things were a little bit more harmonious as far as the TRON BitTorrent partnership. So BitTorrent inventor Bram Cohen appears to have quietly left BitTorrent Incorporated earlier this month. Bram Cohen co-founded the company in 2004 after inventing and launching his TRON protocol 3 years earlier. The company got officially acquired by TRON in July after the founder of TRON, Justin Sun, already mentioned the acquisition a few months earlier. So guys, if you want to read more about BitTorrent, the company and the technology behind it, do be sure to check out the details here in the article. But Cohen announced the move in a short email conversation with Torrent Freak. Torrent Freak could not read Cohen at his @BitTorrent email, but managed to get in contact using an alternative address. When asked if Cohen no longer has an official position within the company BitTorrent, Cohen said that this is correct. When asked if Cohen is still involved with TRON, Cohen mentioned that he has nothing to do with the cryptocurrency. He did not want to comment any further. And on his Twitter profile, Cohen mentions that he is busy with cryptocurrency stuff, which means he most probably refers to his position at Chia, with which he is involved. So if you want to check out Mr. Bram Cohen, you can take a look at his Twitter profile here, which we'll link to in the description below. And an interesting follow is always Mr. Justin, son of TRON. He's always up to something. He's got, the equivalent of verbal diarrhea when somebody's just incessantly speaking. I'd say he's got that, whatever the parallel is in the world of Twitter. And look, it's not always low quality. Sometimes he's got some great updates, but he's very involved. He's very vocal. He's a good organic promoter. Some may disagree, but I think he's a good organic promoter of TRON and their initiatives. So if you're not up to speed on the partnership, this happened at the end of July. So that's when it was announced that BitTorrent had successfully been acquired by the entrepreneur behind TRON cryptocurrency, Justin Sun. The acquisition reportedly involved a payment of $140 million in cash. And after the announcement of the acquisition, Justin Sun spoke about, quote, freeing the internet from the stranglehold of large companies. And he shared his vision of a free, transparent, and decentralized network. So let us know if you guys are of the opinion that is this FUD? Is this negative news? I don't know. Look, it could have been Bram Cohen's strategy all along to quietly take this deal and work on other stuff. I mean, this is not necessarily a negative, although you can't say that it's a positive by default either. It's just, we don't necessarily know. He seems like a bit of a private guy, so the truth may not ever fully be revealed. But let us know your hypotheses and your theories in the comments below. I'd be very curious to know what you all think about this situation. And if you want to check out the BitTorrent site, then do be sure to swing by BitTorrent.com. We'll link to that in the description below. With that, guys, make sure you're following Altcoin Buzz and Altcoin Buzz News, as well as Instagram, as well as Facebook, as well as Telegram. If you like this video, please leave us a thumbs up and make sure you smash the bell to remain notified about new videos which come out every day. Check out the last video here on the right of your screen, as well as altcoinbuzz.io, where we're always posting new articles. Members of the Altcoin Buzz Army, if you choose to invest, I wish you happy investing. We'll see you again soon in a new video. Have a great day. Take care.